Mykonos is the Greek island everyone knows. The beach clubs, the yachts, the whitewashed streets, the designer hotels, the late nights that somehow turn into breakfast. For years, Mykonos has been the symbol of luxury in the Cyclades. But not every wealthy traveler wants the loudest island in Greece. Some want beauty without chaos, style without pressure, beach life without the constant performance. And that is why many travelers are starting to look at Paros. Paros is elegant, relaxed, and quietly expensive in a way that does not feel desperate for attention. It has the Cycladic beauty people dream about: white houses, blue doors, fishing boats, stone lanes, golden beaches, and clear Aegean water. But it also feels softer than Mykonos, more local, more balanced, more like a place where you can enjoy luxury without feeling like you are competing with everyone around you. So today, we are exploring Paros, Greece, the elegant island rich travelers choose over Mykonos. And by the end, you will understand why this island may be one of the smartest luxury escapes in the Aegean. The first thing to understand is that Paros is not trying to be Mykonos. That is exactly why people like it. Mykonos is famous for energy. Paros is famous for rhythm. It has nightlife, beach clubs, luxury villas, boutique hotels, and beautiful restaurants. But it also has quiet villages, family-run tavernas, old churches, fishing harbors, empty morning streets, and beaches where the mood still feels natural. That balance is the secret. You can dress up for dinner in Naoussa. You can spend the afternoon on a beach with clear water. You can visit a mountain village where time feels slower. And you can still end the day with a cocktail by the harbor. Paros gives you options. It does not force you into one version of luxury. The heart of Paros' stylish side is Naoussa. This old fishing village has become one of the most desirable places on the island. During the day, it looks almost too perfect. Whitewashed buildings, narrow stone lanes, small boutiques, fishing boats in the harbor, cafes tucked into corners, and the remains of the old Venetian castle near the water. At night, Naoussa becomes more polished. The restaurants fill up. The lights reflect on the harbor. People walk slowly through the lanes in linen shirts, summer dresses, sandals, and quiet confidence. It feels glamorous, but not as aggressive as Mykonos. There is style here, but it is not shouting. That is why wealthy travelers love it. Naoussa gives them the beautiful Greek island atmosphere they want, but with a slightly more relaxed social temperature. You can have dinner by the water, visit a wine bar, enjoy a late drink, and still feel like the island belongs to real people, not just to visitors. For many travelers, that is the difference. Mykonos can feel like a stage. Paros feels more like a place. Now, Paros is not only about Naoussa. The island has layers. Parikia, the capital and main port, is where many visitors first arrive. It has an old town, waterfront cafes, shops, restaurants, and a more practical everyday feeling. It may not have the same polished glamour as Naoussa, but it has history and energy. This is where you feel of the island working as a real place. Ferries arrive, locals run errands, travelers pass through. The old streets hide small restaurants, bakeries, churches, and quiet corners. For someone who wants convenience, Parikia can be a smart base. For someone who wants elegance, Naoussa may feel more special. And for someone who wants peace, the smaller villages become more interesting. One of the most beautiful is Lefkes. Lefkes sits inland, away from the beaches and the harbor crowds. It is one of those villages where you slow down without meaning to. Narrow lanes, white houses, bougainvillea, old stone steps, small cafes, views over the hills. It feels like a reminder that the Greek islands are not only about beaches. They are also about villages, light, silence, and the feeling of walking somewhere that has not been designed only for tourists. For wealthy travelers, Lefkes offers something luxury resorts cannot always create. Authenticity, not perfect service, not infinity pools, but atmosphere. And sometimes that is more memorable. Now, let's talk about beaches. Paros has some of the most beautiful beaches in the Cyclades, and they are a major reason travelers choose it over Mykonos. Kolymbithres is one of the most famous. It is known for smooth granite rock formations that curve around small sandy coves, almost like natural sculptures. Travel guides often describe its moon-like rocks and clear, shallow water near Naoussa. It does not look like an ordinary beach. It feels more designed by nature. The rocks create small pockets of sand and water, giving the beach a special character. It is photogenic, yes, but it also feels playful and unusual. Then there is Golden Beach, known for its long stretch of sand and windsurfing culture. If you want a more active beach day, this side of the island gives you space, water sports, and a breezier feeling. Santa Maria is another popular option, especially for travelers who want clear water, beach service, and a slightly more social atmosphere. And if you want something quieter, Paros still has beaches where you can find a calmer mood, especially outside the busiest summer weeks. That is one of the biggest advantages of the island. You can choose your energy, stylish and social, quiet and simple, active and sporty, or completely relaxed. Paros does not lock you into one experience. Now, why are rich travelers choosing it over Mykonos? The first reason is crowd fatigue. Mykonos is beautiful, but during peak season, it can feel intense. Expensive restaurants, crowded streets, packed beach clubs, traffic, loud nightlife, and a constant feeling that everyone is watching everyone else. For some people, that is exciting. For others, it gets tiring. Paros gives a similar Cycladic beauty with less pressure. You still get the white villages, blue water, boutique hotels, stylish dining, and summer energy. But the island feels easier to breathe in. The second reason is understated luxury. Paros has high-end villas, boutique hotels, private pools, sea view terraces, and polished restaurants. But the luxury is usually quieter. It is not always about showing off. It is about waking up to the Aegean, walking to a bakery in the morning, taking a boat to a beach, eating grilled fish by the water, watching the sunset from a terrace. That kind of luxury feels more personal. The third reason is variety. In Mykonos, the island's identity is strongly tied to nightlife and high-end social scenes. Paros has more range. You can have a stylish night in Naoussa, a peaceful morning in Lefkes, a beach afternoon at Kolymbithres, a slow dinner in Parikia, a day trip to Antiparos, or a quiet villa evening with nothing planned. For people who travel often, this matters. They do not want every day to feel the same. They want texture. Paros gives texture. Now let's imagine a perfect day on the island. You wake up in a villa outside Naoussa. The morning is quiet. The light is soft. The sea is still blue before the heat gets stronger. You have coffee on the terrace, maybe with fresh bread, Greek yogurt, fruit, and honey. No rush. No schedule that feels heavy. Later, you drive into Naoussa before it gets too busy. The streets are still calm. A few shops are opening. Fishing boats move gently in the harbor. You walk through the lanes, stop at a small cafe, and let the morning stretch. By midday, you head to Kolymbithres or Santa Maria. The water is clear. The sun is bright. The whole day feels simple in the best way. In the afternoon, maybe you return to your villa for a swim. Or you drive inland to Lefkes, where the air feels quieter and the village seems to move at its own pace. By evening, you dress for dinner in Naoussa. Nothing too formal. Linen, sandals, maybe a light jacket. The harbor lights come on. Restaurants fill slowly, and dinner becomes the event. Fresh fish, Greek salad, local wine, olive oil, sea breeze, and that feeling you only get in the Greek islands, where the night feels warm and open and somehow longer than usual. That is Paros. Elegant, but not stiff. Beautiful, but still relaxed. Luxury, but with a human face. Food is a major part of the island's appeal. Paros has the kind of Greek food people dream about when they are far away from Greece. Fresh seafood, grilled octopus, tomatoes that actually taste like tomatoes, local cheeses, olives, warm bread, lemon, olive oil, simple dishes done well. And because Paros has become more stylish, you also find modern restaurants, wine bars, beach clubs, and refined dining experiences. But the best meals are not always the most expensive. Sometimes it is a table near the water, a plate of grilled fish, a salad, and a view that makes the whole evening feel expensive, even if the food is simple. That is the magic of the island. The setting does half the work. Now, Paros also has a practical advantage. It is connected by ferry to other Cycladic islands, and it also has an airport for domestic flights. That makes it easier to combine with Athens, Naxos, Antiparos, Santorini, or even Mykonos. For luxury travelers, this is useful because Paros can be part of a bigger island-hopping trip. You could start in Athens, spend several days in Paros, take a short trip to Antiparos, then continue to another island. Antiparos is especially interesting. It sits just across from Paros and has its own quiet, stylish character. It is smaller, more private, and loved by travelers who want even more discretion. For some wealthy visitors, Paros and Antiparos together create the perfect balance. Paros gives restaurants, villages, beaches, and energy. Antiparos gives privacy and escape. Now let's be honest about the downsides. Paros is no longer a secret. That is important. It has become more popular, more expensive, and more developed than it used to be. In July and August, the island can get crowded. Naoussa can be busy. Hotel prices can rise sharply. Popular beaches can fill up. And if you are expecting an untouched village island, you may be disappointed. Paros is still calmer than Mykonos in many ways, but it is not empty. The best way to enjoy it is to travel smart. Visit in shoulder season if you can. Late May, June, September, and early October can feel much more comfortable than peak August. Recent travel coverage also highlights shoulder season as one of the best times to experience Paros with warmer weather and fewer crowds. You still get the beauty, you still get the restaurants, you still get the beaches, but with more space and less pressure. That is when Paros shows its best side. Another thing to know is that you need to choose your area carefully. If you want nightlife and restaurants, stay near Naoussa. If you want convenience and ferry access, consider Parikia. If you want peace, look inland or toward quieter beaches. If you want privacy, choose a villa outside the main towns. The wrong location can change the entire trip. A beautiful island still needs the right base. So who is Paros really for? It is for travelers who love the Cyclades but feel Mykonos has become too intense. It is for couples who want beauty, food, and style without constant nightlife. It is for wealthy travelers who want luxury but prefer it understated. It is for families who want beaches and comfort without losing the Greek island feeling. It is for people who like boutique hotels, private villas, long dinners, boat days, and quiet mornings. And it is for anyone who wants to feel elegant without feeling like they are performing. But Paros is not for everyone. If you want the wildest party scene, Mykonos is still stronger. If you want complete isolation, you may need a quieter island. If you want low prices in peak season, Paros may surprise you. And if you hate crowds, avoid August. But for the right traveler, Paros hits a rare sweet spot. It is stylish but not exhausting, luxurious but not fake, popular but still charming, refined but still Greek. Compared to Mykonos, it feels calmer. Compared to Santorini, it feels less dramatic but more livable. Compared to Naxos, it feels more polished. And compared to smaller Cycladic islands, it offers more comfort and variety. That is why Paros is rising. Not because it is replacing Mykonos completely, but because it offers something many travelers now want more. A softer version of Greek island luxury. A place where you can still dress up for dinner, but also wake up slowly the next morning. A place where the best moments are not always the loudest ones. A quiet street in Lefkes. A swim at Kolymbithres. A long lunch near the sea. A glass of wine in Naoussa. A sunset that does not need music to feel complete. That is the kind of luxury Paros does best. So is Paros the elegant island rich travelers choose over Mykonos? For many people, yes. Not because Mykonos has lost its beauty. Mykonos is still iconic. But Paros offers a different kind of pleasure. Less pressure, more balance. More room to enjoy the island instead of just being seen on it. And sometimes that is the real luxury. Not the most expensive table, not the loudest beach club, not the biggest yacht in the harbor, but the feeling that you have found a place where style and peace can exist together. That is Paros. Elegant, warm, relaxed, and quietly becoming one of Greece's most desirable islands. So if you are dreaming of the Cyclades but want something more refined than crowded streets and non-stop parties, Paros deserves a serious place on your list. Because the richest travelers are not always looking for the loudest island. Sometimes they are looking for the one that lets them breathe.